thing like bothers me. Let me get a different one. Okay, that should be good. Hello, everyone. OMG. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. This was definitely a process. Definitely a process today. I got way too much going on. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to see if I have multiple lives up. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, yeah. It's just one from what I see. Because I just tried to go live like 4 times. Wasn't working. Hello, everyone. Thank y'all so much for all of the birthday wishes. Y'all are so sweet. Somebody's talking about me. My nose is itching. Yes, y'all are so sweet. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of happy birthdays in the chat. And after we ended the live, there was a lot of happy birthdays. So I want to say thank y'all. I really appreciate it. I had a wonderful birthday. I spent the majority of it with my children. Now I'm gonna hold you. I spent the majority of the day with them. And then yeah, I got to have some a little bit of me time. So it was nice. I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I really did. So thank you all for all of the birthday wishes. Super duper appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Miss Davis, just happy belated. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Phoenix Sun, Tamarian, Miss T. Hi, boo. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Lena said, I hope you had a great celebration. I did. I did. I had a really good time. It was a really good day. Thank you, Katrina, for the happy birthday wish. Yeah, again, I had a good day. I usually do something each year, but it's just like, I just don't feel like you have to do something every year. So this kind of, and I have other stuff going on, so just kind of wanted to keep it low key for now, but it doesn't mean that the celebration is over because my birthday is something like a holiday. So it just is what it is. Hi, Trust the Boo. Um, MB says, happy birthday. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate it. Blind Beauty, thank you so much. Sheila Pieces, thank you. Thank you so much, Miranda. Hi. Yvonne said your skin is flawless. No, I actually have a blip. I don't know where this came from. It happened today. I'm like, oh, my face. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Tamarian. But thank you for the compliment. I try to do what I can do. I have products coming from Tasha K, so I'm really excited to try those. Hi, Melanie, sweetie. So I'm really excited to try those. I'm excited. Some skin stuff and all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna be selling it to you all. So I hope y'all got y'all pocketbooks. I hope y'all got y'all pocketbooks. So I love you guys. Welcome back to the show. Okay. I've been doing more harassing. Absolutely. Hi, Lance. Thank you so much for the happy birthday. Um, so I have been. Is my boo? Is it my boo? Tasha Sherry. Hi, Tasha Sherry. If you're here, I love you. Hi, Just Anticipate. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you so much, sweetie, and hello. So we're back. We're back. I've been seeing a lot of posts. I've been seeing a lot of things that may be true, that may not be true. So, of course, when I come forth, thank you, LaQuanya. Hi, LaQuanya. Hi, Mariah. Thank you so much for the birthday wish. Be Skilu. Thank you, Skilu. Love you. I love Skilu. Thank you so much. Yeah, God does know. God knows exactly what is going on here. Okay. Um, so I've been seeing these posts, and of course, I always save the post, and then when I, share the post, then I'm just like, okay, well, I don't like to share stuff if I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm like, okay, we'll just go live, and we'll talk about it when we go live. So today we're going to talk about allegedly them finding Celeste's baby remains. disappearance. Now, there has been many people speculating that Celeste may have been pregnant. I'm not going to say during her disappearance, because she was listed missing over a year ago, so that would have been the time she disappeared. But the disappearance from the disappearance, which would have been her life being taken, people have been saying that she may have been pregnant. Now, what makes me believe, if they found the remains of a baby, that would mean they found the remains of Celeste, because only her torso and her head. Let me check. You know, I like to keep it factual. They didn't find her whole body. So her abdomen and all of that was missing. That is what led people to think from jump that she may have been pregnant, because they didn't find her entire body. Just part of it. So the part of her body that was missing is the part that they need to determine if she was pregnant. They need the bottom half in order to decipher. They can't do that with just a torso. That's not going to give them much information. It also hinders the autopsy. So when people are like, oh, but why is the autopsy taking so long? Well, they don't have her body completely. So they're working with what they got. So with the body parts that they have, that's what they're determining, or trying to determine, how she passed away. Hi, Roxy. I love you, Roxy. Hi, Cynthia. And so that is why people were assuming that she may have been pregnant. Okay. Can't they determine pregnancy in her blood? I'm not sure how that works when a woman is deceased. I'm not sure. And again, they found her badly decomposed. So I don't know if blood will be enough. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can, but from what I'm gathering, probably not. If there was enough to, because they're going to do the toxology report. So in the toxology report, that could determine if she was pregnant or not. Because they're running. That's usually when like blood and all of that stuff is what when they get into detail and like what is in this person's system or what condition their body was in before they passed. She was a 15-year-old girl, so I'm sure she was pretty healthy. So I think it would be easier to determine due to like hormone levels and whatnot with her being younger, if she was pregnant. So that's possible, but I don't know though. I hope so. I really do. But there's many reports going around as of now. Let me show y'all. Then I'm going to read the article, because yes, there is a whole article. Tasha K. Lord have mercy. Tasha. Okay, sorry. Whole nother story, which we're going to be getting into too. Okay, let me pull this up just to show you.
Celeste was pregnant. Social media users are beginning to think that Celeste might have been with child after they dug up some old receipts on David. After he posted this photo of somebody with David tattooed on their finger with an engagement ring, users have
Power on.
and asked, are you single or married?
The Bluetooth device is ready to... The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hurry up!
Can't really see who they mentioned. Social media users believe that David was speaking about Celeste. Things took a left turn yesterday after the FBI announced that Mark Morales was the prime suspect in Celeste's unaliving. Flyers saying he was wanted by the FBI for suspicion of accessory of unaliving. And
okay, and that is true. Now, allegedly, this is true that they're trying to state that he is one of the prime suspects, Mark Morales. Hold on. And here this. Shut your face. And here this is from the FBI. Look, y'all, signed, sealed, and delivered by the FBI. Mark Morales. This is As you see, and there's a picture of David at the top. This is David's bodyguard, the one that his fans and David said himself would do anything for him. Okay, and what the FBI said, this is what they said. Ooh, let me say what the FBI said. They said, he go by Marky Next Door, Marty, Tubba, and Big Stepper. Those are the names and aliases he goes by, like for security, you know, whatnot. You know, like they have names like his name Big Stepper or Tubba, you know, whatever. And I'm a girl. And they said that his hair is black, his eyes is brown. The weight says that he is fat. 460 pounds. He is almost living a 600-pound life. He is a male. Why you ain't put that he's unattractive? It says scars, marks. It says Mark has multiple scars on his right lower leg. And y'all should be able to see him because that's a big leg. So you should be able to see it, no question. Okay? Correct. And they said it's on his right lower leg and a huge. Appears to be in a form of skin mold or gray to black color. Okay? So y'all look for a bigger man. A biggin. And I'm a girl. With marks on his leg, okay? Because the police look for him when you find him. FBI is offering a reward up to $25,000 for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of Mark Morales, okay? Now it says the Federal Bureau of Investigators Miami Field Office in Miami, Florida is seeking the public assistance in locating Mark Morales. Morales is allegedly an accessory to Erder in connection with popular artist D4VD. David. Oh, girl. Ooh. Personal bodyguard for roughly 2 years. A few. What does that say? Few? Whatever. Warrant was issued for Mark Morales on September 19, 2025 in the United States District Court, Southern District of Miami, Florida. He was charged with identity fraud after purchasing a Tesla Cybertruck. It said he should be considered armed and dangerous. Correct. It says if you have any information, please contact the FBI's toll-free tip line. So I did. Okay. Because I'm nosy. So I called the tip line and I was just like, if I have any information, and I tried to record it, but I don't know, the FBI, y'all smart because y'all like did something because it was just like, beep, like it was, I'm like. So I tried to record it so y'all could hear it yourselves. But I did call and say, if I had any information on Mark Morales, is this the correct number to contact, right? So then she put me on a brief hold, and then she came back and she said yes. So the FBI is really looking for him. Yeah. Now, from what I gather, he's not like a prime suspect. He's a prime suspect in questioning. So they want to question him is what they're looking for him for. Not to put him in jail or charge him with the murder, you know, whatnot. From what I'm gathering, it's just because they want to question him. So it's a warrant for questioning, not a warrant for arrest. Mm-hmm. Correct. Because allegedly, with the Tesla and the cameras, a lot of the footage was deleted, is what it was giving. Because there's no video proof from the Tesla. None, buddy. There is not much evidence to suggest the bodyguard wanted her as much as David. David himself confesses constantly throughout his songs he was obsessed with that poor girl. I don't think the bodyguard took her life. I don't think so. I think if anything, the bodyguard may be wanting to question him because he had something to do with the vehicle. Transporting of the car or transporting of the body. I think that's what they want to talk to him about. I don't think he did it. I don't think that they wanted, because if they felt that he murdered her, then why isn't David arrested? I feel like they would arrest David first. And it even says accessory. It says accessory. It doesn't say like prime suspect and what. No, the person that said that in the video said that he is the prime suspect. That's not true. He's not the prime suspect. He's the prime suspect for an accessory. He's an accessory, not he did it. No. They want to talk to him about that That car is what I think they want to contact him for, in my honest opinion. I think it's something with the vehicle, not you did it, we looking for you. I don't think it's that. Because the reason I say I don't think it's that, the autopsy hasn't even been conducted yet, so it hasn't even been classified as a homicide. The police are treating it as one due to the nature of how they found her, that they're treating it as a homicide, but it's not. They don't have any suspects arrested or anything like that, nor are they bringing up any charges. What they're doing now is collecting information. That house was raided. That's real. That's not fake news. When people state that David's home was raided, that's real. That really happened. And he hasn't been arrested or anything like that. So, or has he been listed as a suspect? So what are they raiding his home for? Clearly, they feel like he had everything to do with this, the police. And they're getting down to the bottom of it because he did not do this alone. And it's proof he didn't do it alone because that car was moving around while David was on tour. He wasn't in Los Angeles when that car was moving around. No, he was not. He wasn't there. So I believe it happened during the tour. I believe Celeste's life was taken during this tour that he did. I don't think that it was taken like months ago or a year ago. No, I think it's fresh. And if her body was have been decomposing for over a year, it would have been in way worse shape. It would have been way worse shape. It did sound like her body was in good enough shape to determine the tattoo on her finger, and all of that stuff. So, I mean, it sounds like this was more recent. It doesn't sound like this happened a bunch, like a lot of time came in between the incident and now currently. I do think this was recent, like maybe July, August. I don't think that it was something that was done in like February or March. I don't think so. I think this is like close. Like they pretty much just missed her, just missed her type of situation. And that's why I feel that the bodyguard is being looked for. I don't think that they're looking for him because they feel that he took her life. Not at all. It's clear that David wanted to take her life. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to get into like the elite and all of that stuff. The Illuminati girl. Ugh. Y'all hate this corny with that Illuminati mess. So, yeah. So we're not going to get into any of that. But I do feel that this was like more so of ritualistic. I do. I do think that David planned this. I don't think that this was a coincidence at all. I feel like David is crazy. And I'm going to show you why. But before we do, let's get into this. So, where is it? Mark Morales, which is his bodyguard, the FBI, is currently looking for him. And never forget, this is who David fell in love with. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Yeah. Never forget, this is who he fell in love with. This is when he started talking to her. This is what Celeste looked like when he fell in love. This is who he fell in love with. This is who he making songs about. Y'all have to get it out of your mind. See, that's what I'm saying, like with this whole Illuminati and people trying to make conspiracies and all of that. No. This is who he fell in love with. This is who he wrote the song about. Yeah. If he wanted a 15-year-old, he would have started dating her at 15. He would have started courting her at 15. He started courting her at 11. He started grooming her at 11. So that's who he's singing to. Not this 15-year-old and whatnot. Oh no. Not at all. Not at all. That's who he's singing to. That's why I feel like people need to point that out. Stop just pointing out the fact that, oh, he was making songs about her. He was. But who was he actually making songs about? Who? Like, he didn't meet her at 15. Doesn't make it any better at all. At all. At all. But I'm just saying, like, this is who he couldn't stop thinking of. This is who he kept pursuing until, because it only took him 2 years to get her to leave. It only took him 2 years. This is who he was courting. So when people say that, oh, she was old enough to know, are you sure? Are you sure? This is a child. This is who he started manipulating, and the manipulation didn't stop until she passed. This is who he was love bombing, gaslighting, writing lyrics to songs about her. Okay? Let's get that through your mind. Look at her hair. Look at her hair. Okay? It's always been curly like that. So when you look at these other videos that he was doing this is how you know he was planning it, you know, basically. When he was making, having these videos and having a lookalike in the video, and he was having a lookalike of her, who you think he's thinking about? You think he's thinking about the 15-year-old girl, or do you think he's thinking about the little girl? Which one do you think he's thinking about? Because that's who he fell in love with. He fell in love with the 11-year-old girl. So he knows not to have an 11-year-old play a decoy in a video with someone that he's in love with. That's why she can be in the videos. Because why does she have to decoy if she was old enough to be with him? That's what I'm saying. The friends and the moderators and all that, that's why we still been on these moderators' row. Because y'all lying. Why was she not in the videos if y'all thought that she was 18, 19 years old? Why didn't she just do the videos herself? Why did he have to decoy? Why would Jay-Z go get a decoy of Beyonce to be in his video when he could just use Beyonce? Why go get a video girl that looked like her? That's weird. Well, you could just use your wife. Hello? It was a decoy of her. Why not just put her in the video? So if I'm his friend, that's what I'm going to think. Because I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the decoy. Then I look over at Celeste. Look over at the decoy. Look over at Celeste. What's she doing for free? What's she doing for free? Hello? And then it's the things that they would enjoy. Look at, girl, this weirdo right here. Look at like how he would incorporate her decoys and whatnot in the videos, and like what he would have them doing. Like, these are childlike things. These are teenage things. In the video, he's stating in the lyrics, I'll wait for you as long as I have to. I'll wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for you. Is she in the army? What is y'all waiting for? That is her. Each video came out on September 7th, her birthday. Each one. And then he, in the video with her, doing things that kids do. Running around the beach, watch movies, and you know, whatnot, like, look, school type stuff. Y'all in the same grade? I was like, why? What? Y'all ain't in the same grade. Why is y'all doing homework and stuff together? You over there writing the theses and she over there doing timetables. It's like, oh my word. I said not doing homework. Girl. Insane. I said, oh yeah, he crazy. Oh girl, I said, oh yeah, he crazy as hell. Look. I said, not homework. Look. Oh, not tutoring her. COG. I'm just saying. Oh, that's weird. I'm like, I'm not paying attention to that. They're not near that, like near the same grade. You're a college student, and she in middle school. Are you doing assignment 4? Or like what? Big brother, big sister program? Crazy work. Craziness. So girl, we'll come back to that because I have a lot to say about that and other things to show y'all. But until we do, now y'all know it's rumored that Celeste was pregnant. Okay, and I'm not just going around saying, look. Okay, infant remains were discovered near David's crib. Okay. Okay. It says Celeste was pregnant. I'm about to go to this article. Hold on, pull this article up. Here we go, right here. Here we go. Right here. Times Entertainment. Okay, so y'all know I'm not just making stuff up. I'm just reporting the news, reporting what I see. Okay? Okay, and the title says, did police find child remains near David's house? Rumors spread amid investigations into Celeste Rivera's passing. Okay, it's not me making anything up. Okay, I'm just reporting the news. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Over 1,000 people in the building. Please hit the like. I really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So I'm just going to bring y'all news. Shocking details about the murder of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who was dismembered. Body was discovered in the trunk of the singer-songwriter David Anthony Burke, known as David, has sent the internet into a tailspin. While police are going about their investigations into the passing and the missing of the teen and the singer's possible involvement, fresh but unverified claims are circulating online regarding the discovery of more human remains. Although unconfirmed, the post is going viral and alleges that the remains of the infant were found near the artist's Hollywood Hills residence. The claim was made in a widely spread post that read, infant remains were discovered near David's residence. Now, look at here. I'm going to show you the post because I have that too, the video that has went viral. Okay. The only reason why I believe any of this may be true is because they only found parts of her body. They only found her partially. So the part of her body, which would have been her abdomen, which they didn't have, would have given said information. So if they found more of her remains, then it's like, maybe that's possible. So here is the viral post. Oops, not that one. This one.
Police have just confirmed that the infant's remains were Angeles police have just confirmed that the infant's remains were discovered behind the D4VD villa. Simultaneously, Celeste's prenatal examination reports were found on his computer, matching the bloodstains discovered at his residence almost exactly. This essentially confirms Celeste was pregnant. Reviewing their previous live streams, David abruptly demanded the stream be deleted after Celeste appeared vomiting on camera. Surveillance footage captured her last appearance wearing her signature Hello Kitty sandals, revealing a noticeable bulge in her abdomen before her disappearance. David's animated music video released before canceling his tour contained metaphors hinting at these events, now appearing chillingly prescient. The FBI has now joined the DNA matching investigation. Celeste's teacher revealed to media that the 19-year-old had tearfully confessed to discovering a terrible truth before vanishing. David has officially canceled his U.S. tour, including Thursday's final 2 shows in San Francisco and Los Angeles. The truth draws nearer. I'll keep following this story. Los Angeles police have just confirmed that the infant's remains were discovered behind the D4VD villa. Simultaneously, Celeste's prenatal examination reports were found on his computer, matching the bloodstains discovered at his residence almost exactly. This essentially confirms Celeste was pregnant. Reviewing their previous live streams, David abruptly demanded the stream be deleted after Celeste appeared vomiting on camera. Surveillance footage captured her last appearance wearing her signature Hello Kitty sandals, revealing a noticeable bulge in her abdomen before her disappearance. David's animated music video released before canceling his tour contained metaphors hinting at these events, now appearing chillingly prescient. The FBI has now joined the DNA matching investigation. Celeste's teacher revealed to media that the 19-year-old had tearfully confessed to discovering a terrible truth before vanishing. David has officially canceled his U.S. tour, including Thursday's final 2 shows in San Francisco and Los Angeles. The truth draws nearer. I'll keep following this story. Los Police have just confirmed that the infants remain.
Los Angeles police have not confirmed that. But I will say this. Los Angeles police are not saying that it's not true either. This is what makes it annoying. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 1,200 people in the building. Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So they're not saying that it's not true, but they're not saying that it's true either. We don't know exactly what they found. We don't know. And of course, the police is going to be very hush-hush. The investigation hasn't even technically started because they don't have a suspect yet. The autopsy has not proven the manner of her passing. So until then, they're going to treat this as a homicide due to how they found her. But they have been conducting and acting as if this is already an ongoing investigation and, you know, treating it just like that. So do I think they found remains of a child? Possibly, because I do think that she was pregnant. And the reason I think that she was pregnant because why remove her abdomen from her body? What is the point of that? Unless you're trying to hide something. That's the only thing I get from removing her abdomen from her body. I do believe that she was pregnant by him. I would not be surprised by that information at all coming out. Gus, I don't believe that she could be pregnant by him. Hold on, let me pull that up about Gus. Because Gus is the other man that she was sleeping with or had slept with. Let me pull up Gus. I went and found Gus as well. Where is he? Okay, I think he's right. Is he on this one?
Celeste was pregnant. Social media users are word on the street is that Celeste was pregnant. Social media users are beginning to think that Celeste might have been with child after they dug up some old receipts on David. After he posted this photo of somebody with David tattooed on their finger with an engagement ring, user hopped in the comments and asked, "Are you single or married?" It says, "Me and so-and-so have a baby on the way." Unfortunately, in the text it says deleted user, so you can't really see who they mentioned. Social media users believe that David was speaking about Celeste. Things took a left turn yesterday after the FBI announced that Mark Morales was the prime suspect in Celeste's unaliving. Flyers saying he was wanted by the FBI for suspicion of accessory of unaliving, and apparently he was David's bodyguard and allegedly introduced David to Celeste. You guys see here, it says they're offering $25,000 for information that could lead to his arrest and conviction, seeking the public's assistance in locating Mark. Mark is allegedly an accessory to the unaliving in connection with popular artist David. Local authorities made aware of his connection to the crime after several reports across social media pointed to Mark's prior employment history at David's personal bodyguard for roughly 2 years. Federal arrest warrant was issued for Mark on September 19, 2025 in the U.S. District Court. Apparently, he was recently charged with identity fraud after purchasing a cyber truck. Now, Mark's role in Celeste's disappearance and unaliving is unclear, but the FBI is on his ass. I'm curious to know what y'all think regarding this. Let me know down in the comments, you guys. Peace. Word on the street.
Yes, Gus was pregnant. Let me pull that up too. Yeah, Gus was pow-powed. Yes, he was pow-powed. I have that too.
The more I dig into the David Celeste rabbit, you guys, the more I dig into, she said, Celeste.
Investigators have now confirmed that they deleted all investigations.
Yeah, I saw the video because he had mug shots.
Forensic analysis confirmed the
Gus
remains
was
were
not
those.
the best guy, and what it seemed like Gus was dealing with her underage too. That Gus was messing with a young girl as well.
The dots and scroll through his TikTok post, you see it.
No.
Nothing to do with it.
Flipping music. I got so many bookmarks. It's crazy. Okay, yes, but I did find Gus, and he was unalived. It wasn't that long ago. Okay, hold on. Get into this. I'm gonna find him really
Lawyer and former prosecutor in the state of Florida, and this is a lawyer and former prosecutor in the state of Florida, and this is my reaction to the current situation involving David. If you're not familiar, David is a singer who gained popularity from TikTok. There's been stories in the news that a body was found inside of a Tesla that was registered to him in the state of California. That vehicle was illegally parked, or for some reason it was towed and taken to an impound lot. At the impound lot, the workers smelled an odor in the vehicle. The vehicle was open, and inside of the front trunk, in the front of the vehicle, was a decomposing body. And the victim was identified as a young woman who has been missing for the past year, listed by her family as a runaway. After the identity of the victim came out, there have been multiple reports online about things that are linking the victim to David. At first, people were trying to figure out what's going on with this situation. The victim and David have matching tattoos. There are pictures of him with her on social media. There's Discord messages between them, and all of these things are publicly available online. This is an evolving situation, and it looks like law enforcement actually searched the home today where David was living, rented by his manager. And in that home, it appears they were looking for blood and DNA and other trace evidence. Now, all of these details are important. Why would they be searching his home for blood and DNA? Because there's something obviously linking David to this victim. Also, another consideration, which I haven't seen reported yet, but many Teslas do have a USB inside of them which records the video footage from outside of the vehicle if it was in Sentry mode. So if his vehicle was in Sentry mode and the USB was plugged in, there's going to be footage of whoever put that body in the front. One thing that's sticking out to me about this case is the fact that David, when he was 17 years old, apparently met this victim when she was 12 or 13 years old, and it's reported that they had a romantic relationship. Now, in California, the age of consent is 18 years of age, so she was legally not able to consent at that time. So now he's 20 years old and she's 15 years old. If they continued this relationship together and they were actually together, then he's going to be in a world of trouble depending on what they find. Everything that I'm reporting on is purely speculation based on what I've read. I'll do my best to update my take on this situation as it evolves, but if I were a betting person right now, David should be talking to a criminal defense attorney. A lawyer and former prosecutor in the state of Florida.
This is a lawyer. So a lawyer is coming forward like, look, if I was him, yeah, because this is not looking good for this dude at all whatsoever. And it's not just the damning evidence about like the songs and stuff like that. No, it's really not that. It's more so about all of the evidence, her being found in his car, and him, the proof of that he had a relationship with her, that the family even knew about the relationship. One of the last things that her daughter said to her sister, which I think I have those text messages too. I'll pull that up. The last thing the daughter said to the sister was that, you know, she was safe and that she was worried about her sister and worried about how David was treating her. She didn't want her to like be in trouble with him and whatnot. But Celeste's brother came forward and he spoke about Gus, and it said, okay, Celeste Hernandez's brother has surfaced online claiming the singer David was responsible for her murder. The brother also mentioned another man, Gus, romantically linked to Celeste, who was allegedly unalived too. These chilling revelations have intensified public suspicion and raised questions about the police inaction. I don't think it raises questions about the police inactions when it comes to Gus, because yes, Gus was pow multiple times. Yes, he was a grown man. He was not her age. I think that the police need to look into that too, because how do we know that he didn't have anything to do with that? How do we know that? We have to look at how immature he was. Like, look. He was super immature. Like, did the dumbest things. And he was insanely jealous over her. Like, insane. Watch this.
TikTok post, you see a pattern. Connect the dots and scroll through his TikTok post. You see a pattern. David presents himself as an overly possessive boyfriend who gets upset at the smallest things. The type who doesn't want you talking to any other guys, who gets upset or angry or jealous over the most innocent interactions.
Now
His
watch,
behavior-
I want you to watch how he would say the craziest things about the smallest things. So he'd be like, my girl, like he'll put up somebody cutting up meat and being like, my girl, if she talked to another dude. And I was like, are you okay? Like everything was about ending her life about the smallest things. The smallest things. My girl telling me about past relationships. And then it's like somebody being, or something like that. It's like, look, girl, the proof's in the pudding.
Go through his TikTok posts, you see a pattern. David presents himself as an overly possessive boyfriend who gets upset at the smallest things. The type who doesn't want you talking to any other guys, who gets upset or angry or jealous over the most innocent interactions. His behavior online feels obsessive, almost suffocating, and very weird. Since Celeste's disappearance, his TikTok reposts have seemed a bit creepy. Babe, please don't trip, but this guy, and it's a picture of an animated weapon. Me watching her scream after pouring boiling hot water on her after she told a boy happy birthday. Me if I see her talk with other dudes, and it's meat being chopped up. Me, after hearing about her past with other boys, I'm jealous and utterly disgusted by her actions. I don't even know what type of contraption that is. Anyways, since the discovery of her passing, David hasn't really spoken out addressing the matter.
So again, he was extremely possessive over her. He would get extremely like violent and obsessive. If a guy looked at her, he wanted to take her out. If she spoke about her past experiences, even in the text messages, when she was talking to either, I don't know if that was her sister or her friend, but in the text messages, she stated that basically, she was in trouble with David because she had told David about one of her past experiences, which was Gus. So she wasn't sleeping with him at like the same time or nothing like that, no. But then all of a sudden, Gus gets unalived. Now, Gus ran with the crowd. He did. And it even seems like a little like low-key gang-related. So he definitely ran with a crowd. Like, I'm not going to make it seem like he didn't, but that is suspicious. I think Gus was kind of like in between because remember, he did bring her to, where did he bring her? Oh yeah, she did come back home, and then she ran away again. So I don't know if it was in the time, maybe she hung out with Gus while she was back home for that short amount of time before she ran away again. Yes, Gus is deceased. Yes, he is deceased. 10 what? 10 what? I know he wouldn't mess with her no 10 years old. Hold on. Okay. Also, with the Tesla, the cameras are
And all Tesla security.
You guys, the more
Investigators have now confirmed that David deleted all Tesla security camera footage prior to reporting the vehicle stolen. The deletion timestamps align precisely with the days leading up to his police report, raising serious red flags about his intentions. Things are not looking good for David. On September 8th, investigators responded to a tow yard after workers reported a powerful stench coming from the front trunk of a Tesla registered to him. Inside, they made a grim discovery, a badly decomposed body. Forensic analysis confirmed the remains were those of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who had vanished from
Okay,
Lake
so
Elsinore.
now I'm not 100% on if he deleted all of the footage before, but it does, that would make sense. That would make sense because the cameras is going to show pretty much everybody that was approaching the car, anybody that opened up the hood or the trunk in the front or the back, like it's going to show all of that, any movement around the vehicle. So allegedly, he deleted the footage in the Tesla up until the day that he reported the car either abandoned or stolen. Which would make sense because they have no idea really what happened and who had the car. So I don't know if Tesla has a way of going beyond you deleting, because I know phone companies and stuff can do that. Just because you delete the messages and whatnot on your phone and what don't means that they can't find them. Like they can still get them. So I don't know if it's that, and is that the reason why the FBI wants to talk to Mark, his bodyguard, right away? Is this why they're seeking him? Because the body camera footage shows that it was you that was driving the car last, or you moved the car twice. Because the car was moved multiple, at least 3 times. The car was moved before it got towed, and it sat there for a significant amount of time, a few weeks. So it wasn't like it was just there a day and it was, you know, taken the same day. No, it sat there for a while. But with it being moved, with it sitting there, doesn't mean that they didn't commit the crime and then go set the Tesla back out there. So the odor, that even one of the neighbors stated that there was an odor near the vehicle, that wasn't right away, because the Tesla had been sitting out there. So if it was, you know, somebody would have been smelled the smell. So that's what makes me feel like it was recent, that it was more recent of her body being put in that car. I don't think her body was in the car the whole time it was abandoned. I don't. I think the body was placed in the car right before he called and stated that the car was either stolen or misplaced, like abandoned, because he said more than one person drove the car. He said a lot of people drove it on his team, manager, assistant, bodyguard, security. Everybody was driving that car. Mark was one of the main people driving that vehicle. So, you know, I wonder if that's why they want to talk to him. Because they're like, look, we went to through Tesla. We see, because I don't think that David put her body in that car. I don't think that David abandoned her body in the car. I think that was somebody else's idea. I don't think that that was his. I don't. I think that David took her life. I think that David took her life, and because of reasons like this.
I have nothing to do. He died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. He died in the back of my mind. He died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't.
In the song, in the video, the lover passes away. The lover in the song, and y'all know David's music has went up like 60% on Spotify. Yeah. So he's like going up the Spotify list and Apple Music list. Like his music is going up. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Like I maybe a bunch of people just didn't know who he was. But yeah, so even in the video, turn down. Even in this video, the person, I'm gonna pause it. This is the person that he unalives. Who she look like? Who she look like? This is the person life he takes. He says in the song, in the back of my mind, like he said, I didn't physically do it, but I did unalive the person. This is who he's talking about in the song. It leads up to her the whole time. She, once again, is the decoy in this song. He finds a girl that looks just like her. Just like her. Hold on. Yeah. Who's that supposed to be? Look at the skin color, the hair, all of that. It gives she passed away in the bed. It gives he brought it to life. I feel, in my honest opinion, I feel like he chose her. Like when murderers find a victim and then they hunt the victim. See, we're not weird. We don't romanticize and fantasize about people passing and it being something that arouses us. With some people like him, it is. He's aroused by it. He wanted, let's keep it real. He saw this girl and wanted to unalive her. He saw her and he chose her. He chose her. He hunted her and did exactly what he said he was going to do in his music. David is not well. When David came forward and he said he showed his mom the video. And then there's the other video, we even got into that one to where he's literally dragging the girl's body to the car and all of that. It was Celeste. It was a body double, a decoy of Celeste. Like that, literally, it's her. When his mom said don't release the video, because
They shouldn't have done that. The doctors let me out. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done it. The doctors let me out. They shouldn't have done that.
I believe that he may have some type of mental illness. Like being like in psych wards and whatnot. It's like when he said that, at first I'm thinking like, oh, but he's just like joking around, like, oh, they still let me out, yeah. But no, it's given. They really shouldn't have let you out. And with your mom telling you like, no, don't release that video, because parents know. They know. So even if your mom know that you cuckoo, why would she wants you to release a video like that? Because it kind of gives it away. You know, it's just kind of like, ooh, like you already a little turnt, a little bent, you know. Crazy work. Crazy work. And so I feel that he chose her. And when he chose her, he knew in his mind that he was always going to take her life. That was always a part of the plan. So when people saying like, oh, well, she got pregnant and that's why he took her out. No, I don't think so. Even if she was pregnant, I don't think that's the reason she passed away. I think that she was always meant to die. Like that was always meant. Look at the music. He released these videos like 2 years apart. 2022, he drops a video on her birthday about ending her life. Then he dropped another song about taking her life. And he profiting off of this. And people wonder, because again, with art, it can imitate life. So when you hear some songs move you. And with his fans, the reason I believe that the words were moving y'all is because they were real. They were real. This was a plan. This couldn't be more premeditated. This is why it's so weird. Because it's like, nobody could, no, come on, man. Would nobody do all of this to no little girl and then you putting it in videos and singing about it, basically confessing? Like, would nobody do all of that? A deranged person would. A deranged person would. That's just what that were. A deranged person would. Red ball hole. That's all I can tell you. I'm not about to say every 5 minutes the same information over and over and over and over and over. This is an ongoing story. It's a lot of moving parts, and we're gonna move with the parts whole. So red ball or move around. That's all we can tell you, because we done already talked about it. You 55 minutes late. Start over. Yeah, no. Go to the beginning of the video. That's all I can tell you. If that's not good enough for you, oh well. So yeah, so y'all, I feel that it was always a plan for her to be unalived. He never wanted to be with her like that. And I did get a lot of from him. You know, I'm like, is he with us? Because, you know, that gator was cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. You know, like definitely going off, you know. I would be lying, you know, if I didn't say I was like, is he one of? Because I'm just saying, you know. He said it straight, so hey, it is what it is. But as far as I'm concerned, it very so much gives. And it's not like the painted nails. It's kind of like mannerisms. You kind of just know, you know. It's just energy. And his energy had my radar, my gator. And my girl was like, maybe one of us, maybe one of us, maybe one of us, maybe one of us. So that always kind of threw me off. I thought, oh, he's straight? Okay. Interesting. Yes. Oh, thank you, Tasha Sherry. I love you, sweetheart. I wish you could PayPal me too. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I love you, babies. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that's off-putting. And another thing that I would state is off-putting is the casket. The casket. People keep talking about the music. It's not the music. You got to pay attention to other stuff. Let me pull that up. You have to pay attention to other stuff. He keeps crying, y'all. He keep crying. He cannot sing the song Afterlife without crying, and I believe he keeps crying singing the song Afterlife is because he did it. It's like getting to the song Afterlife is like a step. Each song was a step, right? Into him doing the inevitable. And the inevitable was eventually taking her life. This is why I feel that the lyrics really resonate with his fans, why his fans really like his music, because you have to, like, when Mary J. Blige came out with, you know, like songs like I'm Going Down and, you know, all of that, she was really going through something, you know, throughout those times, right? So you really felt the song. Like, if you're going through something at the time, or if you're having trouble in like your love life and stuff like that, it's some music you go to, and those people singing through that microphone, it's like they touching your soul. It's like, wow, like, you know, you really understand what I'm going through, like sing that, because I do. So he's pushing this evil energy, this demonic energy, onto his audience, because they have no idea that this man is sitting up here on this stage singing about basically an 11-year-old girl that he was about to and then unalived. How betrayed. Like that's a huge betrayal. You know, his fans feel betrayed, like let down. Like, bro, for real? Like, you really had us out here singing to a teenager, to somebody baby, to a runaway? Are you okay? It's like they're in disbelief. Like they just cannot wrap their head around it. So, again, he can't sing this song without crying. This is after. And then he was just on tour, one of his last shows, not the Minneapolis show. I think it was the show before. Hold on, because we have that one too. This him on tour. Sold out show, hometown. Same song. cannot sing the song Afterlife without crying. Why? You sing the homicide song with no problem. And I didn't even cry. And I didn't even cry. And I didn't even cry about it. Like, it's crazy. Are you sing that song, that demonic shit, with no problem? Then you get up there, you to the head. Go to jail. The police on the phone, they want to talk to you. Like, you got your nerve. Sitting here out here basically like, well, you might as well be on stage talking about hell Satan. Because that's... You up here crying because you done made it to the final step. Made it to the final evolution. Hey, Tip West girl. Because he making me mad. He making me mad. Because the Afterlife song is like you finally gone. It's different singing a song and a person here. You on tour. What is you crying for? Who died? And then let's not forget, again, art imitating life. This was all on purpose. He always planned to end this girl's life. That was always the plan. He had no indication of making it until she was 18 so they can get married, all of this stuff no. He was always planning on ending her. That was always going to happen. He wouldn't be as vivid as he is with it. And vivid in a way of wanting to get caught, because I feel like he's a psychopath. He's psycho. That's how I feel. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. I really do feel like he is crazy. Because who do all, it's like, police, please come get me. You might as well call him yourself. He making songs talking about some, look, girl.
This in the back of my mind, like I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear.
In the back of my mind.
In the back of my mind.
I killed you.
I killed
and I didn't even regret it.
And I didn't even regret it. But he don't want to cry. In the back of my mind, I killed you. All right. Oh my God. This poor girl.
I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear.
In the back of my mind,
I killed you.
and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it.
I really hope you sing this in court. I hope you sing this same song in court. We don't want to hear nothing about all of a sudden you having empathy and none of that. No, you said I killed you. And I didn't even regret it. No, don't you come in here talking about something hard to the family. Because I'm going to be in the back of the court talking about something and I didn't even regret it. Goddamn nerve. You better not go in there and try to act like you sad.
I didn't kill her physically.
He said he didn't do it physically, but in the back of his mind. See, I didn't kill her with the front of my brain. I did with the back of it. It wasn't me. It was my subconscious. Like, I didn't do it, like, consciously. It was subconsciously. I was asleep. Like, sleepwalking. It's like I did it, but I didn't. Like, because I didn't get caught yet. Pick a team. Pick a team. Like, I ran over your dog, but I did it. Girl, I hate him. Lord, I hate this man. Okay, hold on, that's Mary. Ooh, there's more. Ooh, there's more. Ooh, rest in peace, Celeste, girl. We got you, girl. We gonna get you justice, girl. And then you got the Crying at the Afterlife song, then.
Now, why the fuck would the artist do that?
I love you from the afterlife.
Because you can't cry, but you can't. Girl, and ain't that Mark right there? Ain't that Mark? Who do all this? Who? Right, it was her funeral. That's why I don't understand why her mama got this GoFundMe. Because ain't nobody using this. I mean, he already bought it for her. She might as well use it. I mean, somebody got to use it. I'm just saying. He might as well, you can't get that to the family. It's pretty. Because they saying, y'all, that the GoFundMe is allegedly a scam. Now, I don't know nothing about all this, but it's a little piece of receipts on it. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Look, girl, they even said, is this what the... Oh, it is. Hold on, let's get into Gus, because y'all had questions about Gus. Okay, here go Gus, y'all. Hold on. Please note this man. Okay. Okay, because we're going to have to talk to him, y'all. Y'all look. Y'all look. This was Gus, y'all. This was Gus. Gustavo. This was him. This was Gustavo. Okay? This is Gustavo Morales, the man who allegedly raped Celeste. Now, they said he R-worded the Pope. I really hate Celeste's mom. I really hate her. How did that poor girl just keep going through all this bullshit? I like each day that go by, I hate you a little bit more. Because this is crazy work. Now, he allegedly raped this damn girl. Whew. Since he passed away in 2020. Now, I knew that it was 5 years ago. So he'd be 26 today if he was still alive. This would have made her no older than 10 years old, if this is all correct. So she was 10 when he did this to her. Years old. Like I said yesterday, in order for these predators to penetrate, the children there has to be no protection. So imagine how she felt at 10 years old, already being raped, allegedly, by this man. And then you have another man enter your life that is coming as a hero, a knight in shining armor. Crazy work. Crazy work. So she was damaged already when, David came around. She was already damaged. Not damaged goods, but I mean, pretty tainted. And this is the man, okay, no, this is not the man. Wait, this is not good. Okay. This is the person that allegedly took his life. His name was Noah. He got too many last names. Like it's too much. Noah was arrested on Thursday for his role in unaliving the 21-year-old Gustavo Morales. A photo provided by Riverside Sheriff's Department. Okay, and it says a Lake Elsinore teen was arrested on Thursday for the power of the 21-year-old Gustavo Morales in Lake Elsinore. Okay, so this is him. Make sure the screen is clear. Okay, so this is him. This is the person that took his life. Okay, this is the person that took Gustavo's life. All right. Again, I still think that the police should look into David. David started messing with her around the same age, 10, 11, right? If she told David what happened to her, you know how angry he get. You know how angry he get. Did he have anything to do with that? Because he knew her already. He knew her. Did he have anything to do with it? It's possible. He was in that same area, Lake Elsinore, or whatever you call it, paying off her classmates. Paying off her classmates paying them to not come forward and express the nature of the relationship that David shared with Celeste. So, for paying people off, things like that. He on stage talking about something in the back of his mind. Girl, did you have anything to do with Morales? Okay. Thank you so much, Skilu, for the super sticker, for the PayPal. Thank you so much, Skilu. I love you. Thank you so much, Skilu. And then my girl. So, yeah, that's just what that word. Then Claudine, clandestine, move the around. Ew. Do I have chains on you? Are you okay? Are you okay? You're giving David right now. Leave. So it just said that ages kids were still figuring out hygiene. That man was sick for messing around with that child. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, David started messing with her right at the same time, so he is no better. You can't come in as a knight in shining armor switching the role. Now I'm going to be the one that's doing this to you, but you're going to give me consent. Although she can't, because instead of Texas, you have to be 18. But, I mean, there's that. There's that. And he was pressuring her into having STX with him anyway. He was doing the same thing. So, hold on, but wait, there's more. So, can we hurry up with this, please? Can we hurry up with this, please? Oh, so I'm going on IG. Okay, let's get into the GoFundMe because allegedly it's a scam.
GoFundMe for Celeste is a now $20,000 GoFundMe for Celeste Rivas Hernandez a scam. We know that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in the back of the singer David's Tesla, and her family has put up a GoFundMe that's at about $20,000 right now. But things are not adding up. So we know that very early on, Celeste's brother spoke out to NBC, and he told them that they knew that Celeste was dating David, and that David would pick her up in the same Tesla where she was found in the trunk. Now, a source close to Mercedes, which is Celeste's mom, said that they begged the police for help and that somebody called them and told them to stop looking for Celeste because she was okay. And they asked them to take down the post where they were asking for help. And they took it down because they were really scared. And somebody that is saying that she's Celeste's cousin, she said that she is very disappointed in her aunt, meaning Celeste's mom, and that Celeste would live with her and her parents. And when she was living with them, she was okay. She was not running away. But when she would go live with her mom's house, that's when she was running away. Now, the thing that makes this very weird is that now there is an Instagram account that used to be Celeste's account, and her sister recently reactivated the account, and she said that they are keeping the archives of like the posts and the stories private because the police asked them to keep it private. And now she's saying that they didn't know where Celeste was and they didn't know who David was. And this Instagram is connected to the GoFundMe that has over $20,000. Now, the Instagram was Celeste, because that Instagram has actually posted pictures of her and pictures of David. But why are they saying that they didn't know who she was? And I'm thinking it's because it's connected to the GoFundMe. Because why would people donate if the family was involved, right? It just doesn't make sense. And the fact that they were saying that they didn't know where Celeste was, but she was able to reactivate her Instagram account. Why didn't she do it before when they were looking for her? Now, of course, there's a lot of rumors that are saying that David would pay the family. There's rumors that he was paying the family like $10,000 a week, which I think is a little bit higher, but it's just not adding up. I really
No, they definitely knew. Okay, hold on. Ooh, let me pull that up. Ooh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, no, they knew. They big knew. Big knew. Hold on, where is that? Hold on, no, they like knew. There's no way of denying it. Okay, I had the video of Celeste's brother. Celeste's brother, again, I told y'all yesterday that there have been people creeping inside of his DM asking him questions about Celeste, her last whereabouts, and if David hurt her, ended her life. The brother said that she had been missing for like 3 weeks, like the last time that I'm not gonna say missing. The brother alluded that she had been deceased for about 3 weeks, and also said that his mother and he knew where she was. That they, I guess he said that his mother did try going to the police about her being with him and seeing if they can do anything about it, and he told them that basically that they couldn't do anything. Hold on, I have the messages. I know I was just reading. Yeah, there's DMs that someone that was talking to her younger brother screenshot and put onto Discord and on TikTok, and then it just went everywhere. I should just go to TikTok. I'm just gonna go to TikTok because I know it's on TikTok. I don't have time looking. I have so many damn. Brother knew that they were dating. Okay, so here's her brother. This is him. Okay, and he states that he knew that they were dating. He posted about slamming the next person who asked his sister, about the private jet, because he was very angry about people hitting him up about his sister. But in the messages, he did confirm, and he confirmed that that was him. That those messages were from him. So here it goes. Okay, why do we have no... Okay, here we go. Sorry.
Brother shared this information. I found it on X. I'm torn about posting this because it is somewhat of an invasion of privacy. That this friend of Celeste's brother shared this information. I found it on X. There wasn't a lot of views, so I'm going ahead and sharing it here. The friend shared this conversation and seemed to be trying to confirm a lot of the things that were out there, a lot of things that we've seen, a lot of things I've had in my videos. And her brother seems to do that. And he also says that he tried to help, and he even said that David was involved and the police didn't help, which is believable to me. It's very believable. As her brother, and who could still be a child or maybe a young adult, I don't know his age, it wouldn't just be on him. And the fact that he tried it all speaks volumes about him and his character. So I can imagine how devastating this is for him. So I'm not trying to do this to hurt him in any way. I'm just trying to share with you guys so that we have some confirmation of the things that we've seen. Down rumors, people trying to say, well, there's two Celestes and blah, 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 like, you know, dismissing what happened to her. Because even if there are two Celestes, and let me show you a picture of what supposedly the other Celeste actually looks like. I don't think that we're wrong. That the Celeste that we're seeing is Celeste, or Rivas Hernandez. Where Celeste is, you know, red herring. And I think people need to stop because it really doesn't matter. What matters is that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in the trunk of a Tesla. That's what matters. This baby's no longer here, and she was associated with David. She was brought into his world, and there's plenty of evidence to show that he was grooming her and obsessed with her. And no matter what, if he's not responsible for her act.
Someone in the chat said how many siblings. I believe it's Celeste's older sister, and then I believe her brother was born, the one that she's talking about right now, and then Celeste, and then I think they have a younger brother. So I think her mom has 4 kids in total, 2 boys, 2 girls. The oldest is a girl, which would be Celeste's older sister, and then Celeste's older brother. I believe this brother is older than her. And then there's Celeste, and then they have a younger brother.
Schmurder, he was definitely responsible for bringing her into his world and treating her in a way that was not appropriate. So this starts out by kind of proving his identity. He was apparently one of 6 people that Celeste followed, then goes on to show the screenshots of the conversation that they had. And it also speaks about Gus, who's mentioned in the text conversation with Celeste and her friend that has been so far unconfirmed, but looked somewhat credible. So he does say that that's her talking. He says it's her in these images. So it does, again, give some credibility to what we've been seeing out there. And that is the only reason why I'm sharing this, because it does make me a little bit uncomfortable. Let's keep the focus on Celeste. You know, I'm not here to hurt the family. I'm not here to cause any more pain, but just to try to help get justice for Celeste.
You are my son.
What is that? Oh.
No one.
Okay, so this is the messages between the brother, I believe. Oh, that was his IG, the brother. Oh, okay. Okay, let's get into the messages. Okay, so this is, pause. Okay, so it's Matthew. This is all of the messages, and they're scrolling to the top of the messages. Now, it's Matthew. That is his account. That is proven. That is the brother's account, okay? Now, I'm going to pause it because they skim through the messages pretty fast. And I'm going to read the messages as they appear. Okay. So, the friend messages Matthew, and he was only doing it for clout, but, I mean, he did it. Dude, why does David follow you? All respect to your sister, and I hate how people are being. Was it really him? Jesus. All love, man. And then the brother responds and says, yes, it was him. Yes, I can show you that. He responds and said, yes, it was him. Okay, so he confirms that it was David. All right. He says, because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Because they were wondering, like, why does he follow you? Like, why is David following you on social media? Because you can see it's public. And publicly, David was following her brother. And then he said, well, he has it coming. That's wild, just randomly. Did you even ever talk to him? And then the brother said, I met him once in person. They knew. How is her brother meeting David, but the mother don't? The sister don't. They all knew. They all knew. Fact. He ain't sugarcoating it. I met him once. You met the grown man that's dating your sister? The mother knew. The family stated that the cousin Celeste's cousin stated, when she stayed with them, she never ran away. Like, she always stayed with them. They were just fine. It was when she went back home. When she would go to her mom's house is when she would run away. What is going on in that house? What is going on in that house that made that girl feel like she needed to keep running away? Because at that point, common sense would tell you if a kid is running away, see what they're running away from. Most kids don't just run away. You do have kids that are going to run away just being rebellious, want to be grown, want to be out there in the streets doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, staying out all night, drinking, and But that's a rebellious child. You know, so you know that they're not running away, they're leaving. You know, it's like they do plan on coming back, but when they feel like it, you know, type of situation. But a child that's running away, it's for a reason. Like, what is happening that you feel that you can't be at home, that you don't feel that your home is a home? What is going on there? Because that's first red flag for me, even for her family. Why does she keep coming? Like, why would a girl come stay with us, she stay with us? What that work? But then when she comes stay with you, you call us and we all got to get out here in cars looking for her. But when she with us, you ain't got to look for her. What was going on in that house? How did Gustavo get to a 10-year-old? How did that happen? How did David get to an 11-year-old? How did that happen? And you have no involvement? Are you sure? Is she running away because you keep, like, selling her? Because, again, how in the did a 21-year-old get his hands on your 10-year-old? How'd that happen? How did a 17-year-old get his hands on your 12-year-old? These are valid questions. How does that happen? I don't understand it. I get kids to be on the internet and on computers and stuff like that, but how does it leave the home to where she outside by herself alone as a 10-year-old? Because unless the mother was messing with Gustavo, because that still doesn't register, and it wasn't fully explained, but I'm still looking into that. Yes, I see. She met a lot of people on the internet, but kids meet people on the internet. My kids are on Discord. They game. They do watch streamers, you know, and all of that stuff. But they hear. They're not out there with them. I'm sure my kids have talked to people that are adults or people that they shouldn't be talking to. That's why my son has to stream with the door open so I can hear who he's talking to. Because he's only allowed to talk to kids from school and family. Those are the only people he allows to talk to. You know, when he gaming, he don't get to randomly game to where he talks to just anybody that comes to the room. You do it to wait you older. You do it to at least like 17, 18. Then you're like, go ahead. You know, but other than that, you ain't got friends at school that play the game, play with them. And there's rules. There's no giving out any payment information, and there's no giving anybody anything. Phone numbers, sending pictures of yourself. No, my kids ain't even allowed to have pictures, their personal pictures on avatars. I'm like, it's a character or a cartoon or something. Like, no. We don't need anybody to see what you look like, none of that. Because again, you're on the internet. People from all over the world are going to be able to see you, view you. So again, how does a 21-year-old get his hands on your 10-year-old? How does that happen? And then you would think if she met Gustavo on Discord, that she would never let her back on Discord again. Well, isn't that the same way she bumped into David? Isn't that the same way? So she wasn't being watched at all. And I would pay even more attention to my kid if something is tragic, as she was tricked into going out to the public and meeting someone, and something devastating happened to her. I would be 10 times more aware of everything that's going on with her. Like, you can't leave my side now. Now you can't leave my sight. You know? So that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, how does this happen? Crazy work. Poor thing. Okay, so he said they met one in person, so this is how we know for a fact that the family knew everything they needed to know. And then he says, did you and your family know your sister was being with him? Like she was living with him? All of this ish is so confusing and disgusting. He says, I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waived off. So you have a teenage kid coming to the police because he didn't say my mom and I. He didn't say my mother reported it. My father reported it. My aunt, my uncle. No. His friend questioned him. Well, a fake friend that just came in his boy DM for clout. Did you and your family know of your sister being with him? Like she was living with him, ? All this ish is so confusing and disgusting. He says, I knew about it. How would he know, but the mother not? He's not responsible for her. The mom is. And went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waived off. Would the mom have been the greatest piece of evidence? Chandler Brothers isn't going to say that. But see, here's the thing, babes. Lami, he says, the question was, did you and your family know? He said, I knew and went to the police. So he's not protecting anyone, because protecting the family, he would have said, no, my mom had no idea. My family didn't know, but I did. He said, I knew. So how would he know and have met this man in person, but his mom not? That don't make any sense at all. And then, why would the mother make a missing persons report? To me, she was just trying to cover her ass, making the missing persons a report on her daughter. Because she even stated that she was with David, but didn't state any other information. Didn't state where David lived, how David's first or last name, how old David was. She gave no information on him. And I believe she did that to protect herself. To make it seem as if she didn't know. She could have thought, oh, I thought David was a teenage boy. You know, I didn't know David was it, because she didn't give any detail. Although you know what you need to know. You know where she is. So why not put in the police report as many details as possible? He said, I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence. Wouldn't the mom be the biggest receipt ever? How are you reporting it, but your mom's not reporting it? That's what I'm saying. That right there, that's not protecting his mom. He kind of throwing her under the bus. You know, if you ask me. Because how did the son go and the brother is willing to report this before you as a mom? They should have went together. Or at least separately. But she should have went too. It don't sound like she did. Because again, she can't even determine exactly when her daughter was missing. There's 2 different dates of her of her missing. The actual missing persons report that was done in March, but it stated that she had been missing since, or that was actually done in April, my fault. The missing person report in April 2024, but she went missing in March of 2024. But the report wasn't made until April. So she went all the way from March to almost the end of April without reporting. When you can report your child missing technically after 48 hours. I mean, you can do it within 24 if you just really feel like you know for a fact that something's wrong. I mean, you can report it whenever you want, but they're really not going to start kicking in again. They need at least 48 hours, you know, of them gone. She had weeks, almost, again, protecting her own arse. So if anything happened to her, or if they found her down there again and whatnot, she could say, I reported her missing. But she knew that she was with David. And she was okay with her being with David because she never went and got her. Why don't we hear any of those stories? Why hasn't the mother came forward and be like, I've tried time and time again to go and get her. Every time I go and get her, she'd go back. The police brought her back the first time she ran away, and they took her to the school. They didn't even take her to her mom. They took her to the school. And Celeste told the school what happened to her. She told some of her classmates what happened to her and who she had been with. Not her mom. Because she already knew. Why would she have to tell her something that... That's why she got to go back. Because the mom knew. One less bill. It's probably how the mom looked at it. He said so it was waved off. And then the friend says, bull-ish. Now that's there... Now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, that won't happen. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Pause. That won't, okay, back it up. That won't happen again. But if they had listened, he says, the brother says, even then, they won't do anything. They haven't done anything towards him. And he's talking about David. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Okay, right here. He says, that's how it is with celebrities. Just look at F and Diddy. They don't do ish. They don't do nothing. He says, I know it effing sucks, the brother says. Effing crazy people suffer for it. How long has she been gone? And then the brother says, dead, question mark, 2 weeks. So I don't know if that's like first-hand information, but the brother stating that she was in the car for at least 2 weeks. Is what it's giving. That is definitely what, and that's possible. And we all stated that we felt like this was recent. Shout out to Nash. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 2 Fly says, so she went missing school and, okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, 2 Fly says, so she was missing school and the school didn't report. Correct. But the reason that the school didn't report is because I feel like the mother was vouching for her. I feel that the mother vouched. Because it's, the police can get in all type of trouble. I mean, the school can get in all type of trouble for that, and they are mandated reporters. So I feel that the school was contacting the mother. And I also hear that she was on distant learning. We have to remember C-19. That was within this time frame, too. Like, we were still being affected by it, so school was a little different when it came to attendance. And yeah, so it was like nearing the end of us coming off of a lot of restrictions, but we were still like on them. So with distant learning and stuff, I heard that because I wondered that too. I'm like, well, what's going on with the school and whatnot? And from when that teacher, he also put the T out there too, that she wasn't his student no more because she was distant learning. So, yeah. So not that she was being homeschooled, but she was distant learning. Crazy work. Because I'm like, well, how? Now, distant learning is still them, which she still wasn't in school. Even doing distant learning, she wasn't turning in assignments, stuff like that. She couldn't have been. I mean, I don't know. But let's keep going. So the brothers, again, states, the friend said, effing crazy, people suffer for it. How long has she been gone? The brother said, dead, question mark. And then the brother responds again and says, 2 weeks. And then the friend says, damn, that's soon. People have been saying like a month. The dude's a weirdo. All his songs are weird messages and imagery. Hold on. And then he asked his friend, he said, what do you think happened? like he didn't just want to, he just, like, okay, like he didn't just want her to expose him being with her. And then he says, I don't know, the brother, he says he don't, you know, the friend is questioning, like, do you think she was about to expose him? And that's why he did it to her. And the brother said, I don't, he doesn't know. And then the friend says, damn, your sister, what was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing it was it all him just manipulating her. That's what it's like. And then he says, yeah, she was always saying that he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. In his songs, he says, I will wait for you. I don't care how long it takes. I will wait for you. He also stated that he wanted to retire within 4 years. Last year, during an interview, he said that he wanted to retire within 4 years and live off the grid. He did. 4 years would have marked her turning 18. In his songs, he states, I'll wait. I don't care how long it takes. I'll wait for you. Makes all the sense in the world. He said effing sick. That what's crazy is all those people in his circle who knew back. Hold on, let me back this up. He said, was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing it was all him just manipulating her. And then the brother says, yeah, she was always saying that he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. The whole family knew. Everybody knew. Not like distant, like cousins and stuff like that. No, not at all. But the immediate family, they all knew. If she would be saying things to her brother like, yeah, I'm in love with him. When I turn 18, we're going to get married. You know, all of this stuff. That means everybody knew. It's hard for me to believe, even if it sounds like he cares about his sister, that he cared about her, right? So if he's willing to go to the police and tell the police about what's going on with his sister and wanting to try to save her and get her away from this man, then why wouldn't he tell his mom about it? Why wouldn't he talk to her about it? I feel like he did. When his sister would say certain things, like they're getting married or moving somewhere, something like that, I do feel that he would come and relay that information to his mother. I don't think that the daughter had a close relationship with her mom. I think Celeste had a closer relationship with her siblings, and she cared about her siblings. So I do think that the siblings got the brunt of the information, and I do think that Celeste was sending them money. And I don't think that Celeste was sending the money to keep quiet. I feel that Celeste was sending them money to look out for them. I do feel like he was giving Celeste money to give to them for quiet money, for shush money. That's why he went to Lake E, because Elsmore or whatever, to pay her friends to be quiet. So he's not against paying people for silence. He's clearly not. Like, there's photos of him taken of him bribing people, you know. So I do think that he may have been sending the mom money, unbeknownst maybe even to Celeste. Because why did she not report it? Why would the brother feel a need to go and report him and say what's going on? And the only reason nothing was done is because, you know, him as a brother coming in, there is a lack of evidence because, well, we don't know what's what. Do you have any proof of any of these things that you're saying? Or, you know, and a little bit, but if it's just text messages of her saying that she's with a man named David, that's not enough. And this is another state. They stay in Texas. She was in California with him. So crossing jurisdictions and stuff like that, you're going to need a little bit more information than just my sister with a dude named David. That's a celebrity. That's not enough. It's not. You know, celebrities, they got these big time attorneys and all of that stuff and whatnot, so it'd be real hard, you know, to pin it on one of them anyway. You gotta come with some red-handedness, is what you have to come forward with. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Thank you to everybody that has done that thus far. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I really feel like the whole family knew if she was planning on marrying him and whatnot, they knew. End of story. So he says, effing sick the friend. What's crazy is all those people in the circle who knew and didn't say ish. I saw one guy who got sued by him. I'm sure you would have too if you kept pushing. And then the brother says, dog, what? I never knew that. My sister wouldn't say anything, ever. So he's saying his sister, that Celeste would have took it to her literal grave. Her literal grave. Even more reason for me to feel that this was always a plan. He was always planning on taking that girl's life. David. That was the plan. Take her life. For real, for real. Because if she wasn't ever going to speak, which she hadn't said anything. And if she may not, because we still don't know, but I do think it's a high probability that she was pregnant. I do believe that Celeste was pregnant due to a lot of the wardrobe and stuff that she was wearing before she passed. Reality check, who? You know, I want that tea. And then the friend responded and said, dude, there's so much ish in that Discord he was. And then the brother says, what the F, there's a Discord? And then he says, yes, it was just his fans' Discord and stuff. I wasn't in it, obviously, but from what I know, he was decently active in it. And some screenshots and screen recordings were posted today and yesterday after the news showed of the guy saying this. Okay. And this is from August 24th. And he added everyone in the Discord, David, and he said, I'm in a song crisis right now. And then it says, and then it says, I'm the one with the missing girl, Celeste Rivas, is what it says. So then he responds and says, 95% sure it's legit. Someone was in the server before it was locked screen recorded, them looking up this message and it wasn't edited or anything. So that was a message of them saying, like, pull up the messages of the missing girl Celeste, which Celeste was deleted from the Discord and blocked from the Discord, but her messages were still in it. So it said a lot of messages that people are showing, it says like blocked user or deleted user, because they got rid of her, but her messages were still there, right? So in those messages was them confirming their relationship and, you know, all of that, and confirming that they knew each other and whatnot. And then, okay, right here, and then he says, what the F the brother? He says, no effing way, dude. Please send me more if you know, dude. And then he says, I got you, bro. Let me find everything that's been posted for you. That's why I said so many people were after David now after this. They have found so much evidence to back this ish up. And then the brother responded and says, dude, I never knew this shit. And then he says, only one small number of people were aware until today. And then the brother says, I wish I would have known. I could have used this. And I believe he's talking about like when he went to the police, you know, he could have used this information. And then he says to him, you didn't have your sister added on Discord, right? And the brother says, I don't even have Discord. And then the friend says, yeah, I was just seeing this because someone took a SS of her account, supposedly screenshot of her account. And then he says, all right, this is what I got. So then he starts sending him information about his sister. Super sad. Pictures, all of that stuff. And then he asked him, he said, are those photos of her? And then he says, and the song was unreleased, David. And that song was an unreleased David song, apparently, which was the song Celeste. Okay, so then he says, here's the video just proving those messages are real and stuff. And then the brother replied to, are those photos of her? And he says, yes. So he confirmed that that was his sister in those photos with David. And then he says, do you know any of your sister's Instagram accounts? There were some messages people said were her messaging friends, but not really confirmed yet. So then he sends him the messages. Oops. No! I forgot about that. Damn it. I lost my stuff. I'm wrapping up. Okay. Okay. So then he sent him more pictures, and then he says, well, he sent him pictures of his sister, and he says, that's my sister dog. So then they sent him the screenshots of the Instagram pictures, and then he says, you think this, or the Instagram screenshots of allegedly his sister having conversations with friends, and he says, you think this is real? And his brother says, yes, I do. So the ones about her allegedly bleeding only with David and stuff like that, those are some of the messages that were sent, and he said, yeah, that's her. Okay, and he says, yes, I do. And he says, I know who Gus is. He's deceased. He says, what happened? He said he got piled up. He's unalived. He says, you think David, or you think by David, or just some ish? And he never responded. Crazy. Crazy. Yes, I do feel like he I do feel like it was an outlandish, psychotic fantasy that he took out, and he took the world with him. It's like the world got to go on this journey. This is why I think that it is very, very eerie, you know, because it's like, it's unfolding all in front of us, you know. I wonder how old the brother is. I believe he's still in high school, because he's like in wrestling and all of that stuff. So I believe like maybe 16 or 17, something like that. Not much older than her. Not much older, because he's still, it's from what I see, he's still in high school. Like he's on like the wrestling team, and yeah. So he still seems to be in high school. So he's not much older than her. But I do believe he's older than her. I think she's the baby. Well, second to last, because they have a brother that's younger than her. So the brother has to have I've just been seeing those Discord screenshots on the platform just being over and over again. I believe it's what you follow. I don't think, because before her body was found, Celeste wasn't a topic. And he's not on like Discord or anything like that. So I just don't think he was paying attention, you know? And he would speak to his sister. And I think that he's correlating her being deceased for at least 2 weeks, because I think that that was the last time that they spoke to her. So until they found her body, and the last time they spoke to her, I believe it had been about 2 weeks. So I think that that's why he's saying 2 weeks. You know, we stopped talking to her on this day, and that was 2 weeks ago. We haven't heard from her. You know, she didn't reply to me, or she hasn't tried to reach out to me. So yeah, I think that that's why he's saying like 2 weeks of her being deceased. Most of the family knew she was getting, yeah, everybody knew. Again, like I say, distant family probably didn't know, but the immediate family knew, 100%. That would add up his corn obsession. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he ever stopped looking at her as like an 11-year-old girl. I think that that's how he always looked at her. But they found remains at his crib. Hold on. For all the late bloomers. For all the late bloomers. Yeah, we report news. We don't make it. We just report it. So yeah, hold on one second. Hold on. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, I will have you refer to these people. I'm not sure. I know.
The infant's remains were discovered behind the D4VD villa. Los Angeles police have just confirmed that the infant's remains were discovered behind the D4VD villa. Simultaneously, Celeste's prenatal examination reports were found on his computer, matching the bloodstains discovered at his residence almost exactly. This essentially confirms Celeste was pregnant. Reviewing their previous live streams, David abruptly demanded the stream be deleted after Celeste appeared vomiting on camera. Surveillance footage captured her last appearance wearing her signature Hello Kitty sandals, revealing a noticeable bulge in her abdomen before her disappearance. David's animated music video released before canceling his tour contained metaphors hinting at these events, now appearing chillingly prescient. The FBI has now joined the DNA matching investigation. Celeste's teacher revealed to media that the 19-year-old had tearfully confessed to discovering a terrible truth before vanishing. David has officially canceled his U.S. tour, including Thursday's final 2 shows in San Francisco and Los Angeles. The truth draws nearer. I'll keep following this story.
Okay, now with this story going viral, when viral stories are lies, they remove it. So I would say if you think that this content creator is lying, then I would say, you know, because there's literally articles, New York Times, and a few others that are commenting on said video. Okay, now I didn't think that the FBI thing was real about them looking for Mark, which would be David's bodyguard. I thought that was fake. I'm like, that is not real. Like, but it's real. They really are looking for him. They do want to quit. Like, that's legit. Now, as far as them finding a child, I don't know, but it could be true. I don't know. I'm here just like y'all. I have no idea, but this is picking up legs, and again, they only had her torso, her head, and I believe her arms. The bottom half of her body is missing. They haven't found that yet. Or did they? I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. You know, now as of now, would I say that they found a baby? No. Because there's nothing to like prove it. Prove it, because you know what I mean? I'm all with the tangible. But do I think that she was pregnant? Possibly. Because again, why is her torso missing? I mean, her abdomen and the rest of her body missing. Things that would help determine pregnancies and stuff like that. Why is all that gone? It gives that she a high probability that she could have been pregnant. I don't think that that's the motive for taking her life. The motive was just him not supposed to be with her at all. He was a grown man, and she's not. She's a little girl. And in Texas, he's definitely going to face charge. He's going to jail no matter what. At this point, he's going to jail no matter what. Okay. But usually with no body, no crime. They have parts of a body. He has not confessed to anything. Nothing. None at all. So it's going to be the police. There is going to be solely on them to, or you know, bring these charges up on him and make sure that they stick. He's not going to help in any way, shape, or form. He's not going to help them. They got to do it on their own. They're on their own. So, it is definitely getting out of hand. Like the song "We Were Alive," pretty much. They said that the girl had the same tattoo on her hands. On her hands. It says, "Please donate to Celeste GoFundMe." She already hit her goal. Does she need more money? Because from what I gather, hang on. I believe that she hit her goal. Yes, 22,000 over. I mean 22,000 over. 2,000 over. She's at 22,000. The goal was 20K. She's at 22. So she's good. She's good. She should be great. He's writing a non-life. We speak probably into a morbid song. Yeah, very so much. I do think it was. I don't think it was a twisted fantasy. I think that this was very well planned out. I think that he planned this out how he wanted it to be. And I think that he always planned on getting caught. I think he wants to get caught. Because you can't do all the stuff that he's doing. If he truly cared about not going to jail and stuff like that, she would have never came onto a stream. He would have never been seen in photos with her. And then he makes everybody in his videos pretty much a photocopy of her. It's too much evidence. Too much. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I would say would make sense if David didn't take her life, then it would be like a crazed fan or somebody that he's dating. Now, I can see somebody setting him up like that. Go take the girl's life, leave the girl in the car, his car that's registered to him. You know, make sure that he get in trouble for it because he got every motive because he's like obsessed with her. You know, like, man, that would be a hell of a setup. But you would have to prove that. Like, who would have the motive to... There's no other people being named in this story besides the two Celeste. And we know the other Celeste ain't did nothing to that girl. So all fingers point back to David. David did this. He did it. There is no setup. There isn't. The only plausible setup, if people are going to say that David was set up, is that whoever he told to move the body or was supposed to move the body left it on okie doke. Instead of taking the body to a secured area, they just left it out there. And they knew that he couldn't go and get it because he was touring at the time. So that would be the only setup, but it's still him being at fault. You know, not like he was set up like somebody went and took the girl's life and set him up. Nah, you did that. No one had a bigger motive for Celeste to be unalived besides her mother and David. The mother, her mother, Celeste's mother, and David are the two that benefited most from Celeste passing away. Celeste seemed like a problem child to her mother in ways, and she didn't want it to get out what she was letting going on with that girl. She was missing for over a year, and not throughout that year has she expressed any time to where she went and got her ass in a car and went and got her baby. Not one time. The school is how they got her the first time around because they are mandated reporters and reported that she wasn't coming to school. And then her mother reported her missing. The school got involved first. So to cover her tracks, the same day the school contacted her, she contacted the police and said her daughter was missing. And then her daughter came back, and then after her daughter came back, it's like more so if I feel like her mom called her, it's just like, look, we can get in a lot of trouble. So David, you need to bring her back for a little bit. Like, let her come back and chill at school for a little while, and then she can go back. Because that's what happened. She was back at home less than a month before she was listed as a runaway again. So it gives you recovering your tracks. Because when she left that second time, just like the first time, why didn't you go and get her? Why? She was still in contact with your children, your daughter, your son. So you can't say you couldn't get a hold of her. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. She had multiple social medias, Instagram, all the stuff. Like, even if you couldn't get her by phone, you could at least get her by social media. You could have gotten her, and you knew exactly where she was, and you knew David wasn't going to want to get in any trouble. The only reason David was able to keep her and not go to jail or get caught for having a runaway in his house was because of you. Was because of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no list of reports of her consistently going down to the police department telling them that her daughter ran away, that her daughter's with a man named David, that her daughter's in California, that they need to get her daughter from No. She did a missing report and ain't seen her since. Ain't heard from her since. So it gives you recovering your tracks to make sure that none of this fell on you in the long run. It does give financial compensation. You and David had some type of agreement. Because who just like they can't just be gone? Like, are you okay? Think about Robert Sylvester Kelly. How many parents, knowing what they knew about R. Kelly, still brought their kids around them? Where Shona and her family, he basically purchased them. While the trial was going on, the first one, back in the early 2000s, he sent them to France. The whole family. But then the families want to come forward like, we didn't know. Yeah, you did. I know. How the hell you know? I wouldn't bring my daughter nowhere near him. My niece, my friend's daughter, nobody's daughter. Nowhere near him. For what? Because I'm responsible for what happens. So I'll pass on all of that. So it's no different than him. He's the same thing. You knew what was going on with your daughter, Celeste's mother. You knew. And you agreed to let her stay there. That is selling her. So what you think, because you don't have a receipt? Because he didn't buy in one lump sum? Are you okay? That's still selling your kid. If somebody's giving you financial compensation while they have your child, which is your belonging, while they have your kid, what do you call that? Because see, with real parents, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. We pay for daycare, so we pay people to look after our children and keep our children safe. Not somebody paying you to have your child. And I don't feel like it was transactional, meaning like Apple Pays and stuff like that. I believe he was giving her cash. When he paid off Celeste's friends so that they wouldn't state anything about the nature of David and Celeste's relationship, he paid them in cash. Like he wasn't sending Apple Pays. So he could have did that in California. He could have did that in California. So when the young man, her brother, said that he met David, was it because he was coming to pay her mom or what? Was he bringing her a payment? Like, how did you meet him? How does that happen? It gives, he was in your house. Fact. You met him in your house. You didn't meet him outside, walking down the street. He came to their city to pay her friends. So if he came to her, he came and picked that girl up right from her house. He came and picked her up right from her house. As obsessed as he was with her, he picked her up right in front of that damn house. Came in, all of that. Kicked his feet up, all of that. He was comfortable. He was comfortable. He was like family. That's how I look at it. They treated him like family. 100%. But I have to get out of here, y'all. I love y'all. I'm at my time. I'm going to try to creep on coffee later. But we will be back tomorrow. Okay? We will pick up exactly where we left off. All right? I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for being here. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Again, it is being reported that baby remains have been found. Has that been proven? As of yet, no, it is still unconfirmed. But there are reports going around that there was child remains found. Okay? I will keep y'all updated whether it's true or false, either way. But I love y'all. And until the next show, thank y'all so much for being here. Rest in peace to Celeste. Prayers to her real family. Not her mama, but her real family, her brother, you know, all of them. And I will see y'all on the next one. Until then, bye.